So in my classrooms, we've actually seen AI improve student learning and engagement. We've had some really interesting conversations. So I'm a professor in human nutrition and dietetics, and we've had some really interesting conversations around AI and creating food meal plans because that's becoming really popular with the general public since AI is so easily accessible. And one of our classes, we actually integrated an assignment where they have to use AI to create the meal plans. And we had such an array of outcomes that came from that. From one student turned in something and the AI gave her the same meal for 19 meals in a row. And then one student with their prompt was able to actually get a very nutritionally diverse menu. So I think the experiences we've had in the classroom have been really interesting because the second phase of that assignment is that they then have to go in and analyze what the AI created and from their nutrition perspective, make adjustments and improvements to that meal plan so that it can be nutritionally complete. So, for example, that student that got 19 meals in a row that were the same, of course, nobody would eat that many meals in a row that are the same. So, we have seen some positive impacts in our classroom with student engagement, interest, and being able to be a little bit more of a critical thinker because they have to look at the information and be curious about it. They can't just accept it directly as it came from the AI. And then I think we have seen some downfalls to AI in the classroom, which of course I think everybody has seen, including students using it inappropriately, for lack of a better term. And that I think is why our faculty have been so, uh, I guess, what's the word when you're like working ahead? Yeah, have been that's why our faculty have been so forward thinking about how can we actually integrate this into our classrooms so that we can teach students to critically engage with it rather than just accepting the information that it puts out and then turning it in with, the brackets that say enter your name here. um, and I actually think we've seen really good outcomes from integrating that into classroom assignments where students are starting to be a little more critical about the AI generated material because they're identifying areas that it didn't really do a great job. So that's been the experience in the classroom.